even under these circumstances. And look, we're really excited to be here, obviously, and really proud of our team and how they approached every day. Since we've gotten down here, we've put in two pretty dang good practices, getting after it, and then as the game approaches here, we'll taper it down and then get ready to roll on Friday. So look forward and happy to answer any questions you guys have.
All right, first question we'll go with Anthony Dasher from UGA Sports. Go ahead, Anthony.
Mike, good to see you again, man. It's been a while.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Doing well. Look, obviously, I got to ask you about those days in Athens. You were the guy running I believe it was the defensive scout team, back in the day. Kind of what you remember about those times.
Sure, we were doing everything. We were setting up tables for dinner. You name it. Back then, we didn't have iPads, so we had the playbooks, and I remember just having a really, really rough relationship with the printer. But yeah, those are great days, man. I mean, just learning from Coach Rick and Coach Grantham and Coach Bobo, and really just what makes an organization tick. How does it go? Just being in it on the ground floor, doing anything you can to help the team win was really valuable. They're great people in that building, and it was great experience for us.
Okay, next question's from Seth Emerson. Go ahead, Seth.
Mike, on that vein, I guess when your Georgia days were over, can you, talk about briefly, I guess you were thinking about getting out of the business, but then you got the right connection, and how important that was to put you to where you are now.
Wow. Yeah, that was it was the spring of 2013. And, I had signed a contract with KPMG, and I was fortunate enough. I think Coach Rodney Garner actually recommended me to the one of the Ravens scouts. And that kind of worked up the food chain there, and was just really fortunate that John Harbaugh was looking to start an intern program, and I was able to kind of go through that process, and really fortunate enough that actually Jay Harbaugh, our coach here, he was one of the guys that kind of helped set the whole thing up. So just extremely fortunate. Talk about just luck of the draw, and man, am I blessed that happened. So otherwise we wouldn't be sitting here.
And next question for Mark Schleybaugh. Go ahead, Mark. There, Mark.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. Hate to keep going down this road, but what was your parents' reaction, your mom and dad's reactions when you said you wanted to go into coaching instead of the business world?
Man, my parents, have been awesome. I mean, really, with both my siblings, once you kind of tell them that what you want to do, they want to see you go after it. They were more interested in how I was going to do it rather than what I was going to do. But they've just been every step of the way. Both of them are going to be here at the game, so they'll be making the trip down to Miami. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. But they were awesome.
Next question for Ryan Zook. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Mike, Ryan Zook with MLive. When you look at JT Daniels and Stetson Bennett, what are some similarities and differences you see between them?
Oh, shoot. I mean, both have both have great command of the offense, and how the offense is set up. They're very similar to our football team. They play complementary football. They know where to go with the ball. The system is really complementary. They really make you defend the entire width of the field. And then with their play action on first, second down game, they can get the ball to their guys who, don't lack speed, at any position, and get it to them really any part of the field. So they both do a great job. Stetson, he's probably a little bit more willing to take off when the play breaks down, but other than that, they're both really good players.
Okay, next question for Andrea Adelson. Go ahead, Andrea.
Hi. With the way that David and Aiden have played for you guys this year, it feels like they have a special chemistry, and I'm wondering how you were able to see that develop either through the off season or through the course of this season.
Yeah, that's a great question. Aiden has had the same approach since probably since he's been here. Definitely the year that I've seen him. And then, to see David's growth over the year that, since I've known him, it's been really impressive, and it's a tribute to him. I think what happened was he saw how Aiden approached everything and the success that he was having, and he realized what it took to be, great. He was going to be really good. He's a talented guy, but his approach really, working with Aiden on a daily basis, and the rest of our coaches, they've really taken on to the coaching, and then just what it takes in terms of, weight room, practice habits, film preparation, all those things. He really upped his game, and him and Aiden, like you see, like the chemistry is real out there, and I'm very proud of where David's at.
Okay, next question for Mark Weiser. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Mike, Mark Weiser, Athens Banner Herald. Take me back to coaching the Cedar Shoals 9th grade team. How did coaching at that level of football develop you into the coach you are now? And do you remember any details of that season?
Oh, absolutely. Man, that was a great year. That's probably the most fun I've had coaching probably up to this year. I mean, that was a blast. I mean, she would have, I remember Wednesday night mop nights. You wouldn't know what guys would show up to practice sometimes, but talk about great people in that building. Coach Xavier Smith really, really taught me a lot, just about really more about life and just how to be a man, and how to grow up and how to mentor people, and have some great relationships with some of those players still to this day. Obviously Coach Smith is a mentor of mine. We were just texting actually probably a day or two ago, but that was a great memory, man. We would have, we'd have our games Thursday nights and then go see the friends and let them know how we did. I think 5 of the 6 games we had shutouts, so I'm still pretty proud of that.
And next question for Dennis Dodd. Go ahead, Dennis.
Hey, Mike. Congratulations for getting here. I get that it's Michigan and it's a defensive coordinator position, but why was this a better career move now? Coming off a 2-4 season, everything else, than being a position coach in the NFL for a pretty successful franchise.
Yeah, it's a great question. I didn't really think about all the extra 2-4 thing, hot seat. Quite frankly, I didn't really know about it. I mean, I knew Coach Jim Harbaugh, and like you said, Michigan and the reputation that this university has, and I mean, it was honestly, it was pretty simple. And then just personally, my personal goals was I always wanted to be a defensive coordinator at any level, and I mean, this is big time football. It doesn't get any bigger than this, So if you want to do it at the biggest stage and have an impact on an organization, then this is the place to do it. So very thankful that Coach gave me this opportunity. And I mean, this is, as you can see, I mean, it's kind of like you got to pinch yourself that I'm looking down here at this microphone, says Orange Bowl. It's kind of hard to believe that we're here, but it's been a great experience. And just again, really, really thankful for taking a chance on a guy like me.
Next question for Zach Shaw. Go ahead, Zach.
Mike, you guys have faced some pretty good receivers. I don't know if you faced a tight end like Brock Bowers. What makes him such a tough cover, and where do you think this defense is in terms of being ready for a tight end like that?
Yeah, Brock is a heck of a player, man. He is really dynamic. I mean, the thing that they do with him is he really plays every position. He'll play the Z, the Y, the X, the move guy, the down guy. They'll give it to him on reverses, screens. I mean, it's pretty impressive, and tribute to their coaching staff for putting him in positions to affect the game. The difference between a tight end and a receiver is that the receiver, you can build some things where to find him, where he's at, and try to get, multiple guys on him. Tight end, it's a little bit more difficult. I guess it's just not the same, if that makes sense. But he's a heck of a player. I think the first thing you have to have is an awareness on where he's at. And if he's out of place, you have to understand that. And then just understand the things that he likes to do from certain positions. So we can help, try to slow him down as best as we can. But, they got great skill guys all across the board. Guys that can make you, can really hurt you at any point during the game. So the stress points of our zones and when we play man-to-man, when we pressure, when we don't, that'll kind of be an interesting chess game throughout the game.
Okay, next question for Steve Hummer. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, Mike, is Steve Hummer from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. How would you, how much of your defense's overall personality is shaped by Aiden, do you think? And how do you describe that personality on the field?
That's great. I mean, I'd say a lot, but I don't want to take away from guys like Josh Ross, Brad Hawkins, Donovan Jeter, guys in the back end, Vince Gray. I mean, I think it's been a team collective effort on what type of team we want to be and kind of our reputation as a defense. People say you take the, personality of your coach. I'm more subscribed to the theory they take the personalities of your leaders. And just when everybody decides that they want to do it a certain way, that's a powerful thing. And then we have the right guys, kind of spearhead that charge. How I describe it, we want to be 11 guys playing for one another. That's a powerful thing when you play for the guy next to you. And we want to have shocking effort when you watch the tape. We want teams to watch tapes on Sunday mornings and know they're in for a 60-minute battle. But just, proud of Aiden, man. I mean, he's definitely the guy that spearheads that type of personality.
And next question for Aaron McMahon. Go ahead, Aaron.
Mike, whether it was the speed with which you and the staff kind of connected with the guys this year, maybe some of the wins or the Big Ten championship, what has surprised you most this year about the success you guys have been able to have?
That's a great question. Really, it went by so fast. Like you said, Aaron, I mean, we were here, we were in spring ball, we were rolling, we were in summer work. We went to training camp. There's the crazy June recruiting month that seemed like didn't even happen. Again, I mean, I sound like a broken record, but just, you walk in the first day and you're wide eyed, trying to there's a bunch of people everywhere. You don't know who's who, like trying to remember names and stuff. And the one thing I remember from the first day is just the look on Josh Ross and Aiden's eyes. It was like, okay, like we got two dudes that will literally do anything we ask them to do. Like these guys are ready to go. They're two guys on a mission. And from that point, we were rolling. It was just like, okay, like, how do we want to do this? This is what I see. What do you guys see? All right, let's do it. It was pretty simple and just needed to help us put it in motion. But I'd say the speed of the year, I feel like it's almost a year ago, this whole thing, got started and we were on a plane to Ann Arbor in the snow. And now we're down here in sunny Miami.
All right, last question here for Coach Michael Cohen. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Mike, Michael Cohen from the Detroit Free Press. Before the season, we were asking a lot of the guys questions about your defense, trying to sort of figure out what it would look like, what it wouldn't. And a lot of them said that what they liked about working with you is how you were able to help their football IQ expand and understanding of the game. I guess, now 3-4 months from when we were asking those questions, what are some of the ways you've seen those heightened IQs manifest themselves on the field? Like as a coach, from a coaching perspective, how do you see those higher football IQs show up week in, week out?
To your point, like in order to build a system, you have to have a foundation. So if you build it just, on a shallow foundation or a narrow foundation, there's no room to grow where you want it to go. So we spent a lot of time building the foundation of football, how we want it to look, how we want to play, certain principles within the defense that we wanted to install. And those carry, weight throughout the season. So we're able to build on that. So you're not playing a different defense every week and you're not able to have any sort of, accumulation throughout the year. So one thing is we're able to stack days and we're always making progress. I think the way you see that, kind of come into play is, I said this before, but like if you can close your eyes and hear everything that's going on before, during, and after the play, it's like, and you can visualize what happened and how we rotated and, how we alerted things and post alerted things. When you hear it and you hear a loud defense, they understand what's going on. When there's not a lot of noise out there and there's not a lot of communication, to me, that's a signal of a confused defense that ultimately won't play as fast or as violently as you need them to. So I think if you came to one of our practices, you'd be impressed with the communication going on.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time this morning.
My pleasure. Good to see you guys. Thank you.
We're going to get Chris Hinton and Mozzie Smith are going to be the first two student athletes to join us. After they're done, then we will have our next two student athletes, David Ajabo and DJ Turner, afterwards. Again, please raise your hand if you have a question to ask. Morning, guys. How you doing this morning?
Morning.
All right, good. We're gonna open it up for questions here. So first question for you guys this morning is from Steve Hummer. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, Chris, I got to ask you about your. I'm with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Got to ask you about the Atlanta ties and your ties to the Bulldogs. How are there many guys on this team that you feel like you have a relationship with, and what's it going to be like facing?
Yeah, growing up, I grew up with a lot of those guys over there at UGA, just either growing up or through the recruiting process or through basketball. So, I mean, it's going to be fun going against some familiar faces, and they recruited me hard. And I mean, that was really like my second school. That was really like my second school. So my second option. So it's going to be really fun going against those guys. I'm excited for the game.
All right, next question for Seth Emerson. Go ahead, Seth.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay. All right. How about Mark Schlabach? Mark, you got a question?
Yeah, for both you guys, what has made Mike Mcdonald so successful so fast at Michigan?
I think he brings a new version of the game for us to play. I think the way he implements all the things that he's trying to teach us and get us to do. He does it quickly. He does it efficiently. It's no, he don't leave no meat on the bone. And I just think using his personnel to the best of our ability. You know, he got packages for everybody, and he trying to get the most out of us. And we want to do it.
Yeah, and just touch on what Mozzie said. I think he does a great job of putting people in places to make plays. And he does a great job of just relating to his players. We understand what he's thinking. He understands what we're thinking, and we're able to bounce off of that, bounce ideas off of that. And I think that's paid dividends to our success this year. We love Coach Mac.
Okay, next question for Lane Higgins. Go ahead.
Hey guys, not sure how much you pay attention to, these reports coming out of local publications that some of the players on Georgia maybe have COVID or won't be playing. And I don't know how much that's affecting their O-line. So maybe, your assignments aren't changing that much, but how much credence do you give to those kind of things? And, does it matter to you as you're figuring out your scheme or your assignments, who's going to be in and whether there's going to be, or which quarterback it's going to be?
Honestly, we like to tune out a lot of that type of noise. We like to just focus on what the scout report gave us. Just focus on our opponent, and whoever comes out on Saturday. We'll just adjust to whatever we see, but we're gonna prepare like everyone's there, because we just like to tune out all the noise outside of this group and outside the building.
Okay, next question for Michael Cohen. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey guys, this is for either one of you. Obviously Coach Harbaugh hired a lot of new assistants going into this season, and just like any group of people, sometimes a group is going to get along really well and sometimes it's not going to get along as well. So why did this group of assistant coaches come together so well, and why have they worked so well as a group?
They just all came in and did their best to get on the same page, and I think Coach Mack did a real good job bringing everybody together on the defensive side of the ball. And all the players just stood behind them. And we always wanted to success. So we were willing to do whatever it took. And so was the coaching staff.
Okay, Lainey Higgins, a follow-up question. Go ahead.
Thanks. I don't know how much film you guys watch of, Georgia's defense, but, in your minds, what makes them so good and so difficult to play against? And, what do you think your offense is going to be up against on Friday?
I think something that credits to their success is that they got a good front seven. They also got a good back seven, but they got a good front seven, and use that to the best of their ability. But I mean, our offense has gone against good defenses all year. Went against Wisconsin. I have, the team. We got full faith in our offense that they're going to do what they've been doing all year. Yeah.
All right, next question for Andrea Adelson. Go ahead.
Good morning, guys. I'm just wondering from your perspective, there's been a lot of talk about Coach Harbaugh going into the season, about the state of the program. Did you sense anything different about his approach to this season? And why do you feel like everything came together for you guys this year?
It wasn't too much of a difference before his approach, but we just had to get the right pieces around him and get the right people on the field. And, there was a lot of right people that got on the field this year.
All right, Lainey, do you have another follow-up question?
Nope, I'm good. Thanks, though.
Okay. How about Andrea? Did you have one too? You still have your hand raised?
Yeah, I'll ask another one. What have you guys seen with David and Jabo and his development this season, and the force that he's been able to become for your defense?
Well, Jabo came in with both of us. We seen the special talent, the special ability to him since day one. But sometimes it just takes kids a little longer to understand, to just get comfortable in the game. And I mean, but we all knew, everybody in the building knew, once he understood and once he got comfortable with the game, he was going to be really special. And we're seeing all the work and his patience pay off this year, and he's been having a great season. But honestly, if you ask anybody in this building, it's no surprise. We were just waiting for him to pop out, and he popped out.
All right, does anybody have any other questions? All right, here we go. A question from Zach Shaw. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey guys, you both have talked throughout the season about how much you believed in this defense and everything. I'm curious, at what point did you think, I don't know if it was a certain game or maybe even before the games, you felt this could be an elite defense this season?
During spring ball, started camp, we just had that feeling. That's what we were chasing for. We wanted to be an elite defense, and we wanted to compete for being the best D-line in the country. And, I think we did that.
For me, like you said, spring ball, but there was just one practice during camp specifically. I mean, the offense really didn't get a yard like all practice. And like we knew at that time that this defense could do special things. And, the hard work, the hours, the practices, I mean, they paid off, and we just got to go finish the job.
The next question's for Steve Hummer. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, Chris, I was wondering when you see Aiden at the Heisman, see a defensive player as an lineman, as a Heisman runner-up, do you all kind of take a share of that, you think? What do you think put him on that stage?
It's funny because at the banquet, his dad spoke, and he was like, all these awards and stuff, like everyone has a piece in it. So it's kind of funny you brought that up. But I mean, I think football is the epitome of a team game. Everyone, I mean, you need your teammates in football. If the linebackers don't fit, but the D-line does their job, then you're still going to get gashed, and that goes on different levels. So, I mean, you could say we had a hand, but at the end of the day, Aiden, I mean, he's a great player. He makes a lot of plays. He gets double teamed a lot, triple team, chipped. I mean, he still makes plays. He still wreaks wreaks havoc on the opposing offenses in the run game and the pass game. I mean, it's been fun playing with those guys on the edge all year. I mean, they just help elevate everyone's game because like everyone wants to just play at that elite level for your teammates. So it's just been great playing with Ojabo and playing with Aiden all year.
And next question's for Austin Meek. Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, guys, with as dominant as Georgia's defense has been this year and the challenge that your offense has, do you guys take that as a challenge for your defense to be able to match that level and not put too much pressure on your offense to score?
I think we ain't too worried about Georgia's defense or what they do. We worried about what we do, and we ain't necessarily worried. We just focus because that's the only way we gonna play championship level ball. So as far as like Chris said, we kind of block out all that outside noise and worry about what we got to do, focus on what we got to do, and get our jobs done.
Hey, Steve, you have a follow-up question here?
Oh, no, I'm good. I just, I didn't lower the hand there. Sorry.
Gotcha. Okay. Looks like that's all the questions we have, guys. So thanks, Chris and Mozzie. We'll get David and DJ up now. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Just as a reminder, when the Michigan press conference is over today, we were going to end this Zoom call, and you were sent a link as well for the Georgia Zoom call that will start at around 9 o'clock this morning. So this Zoom call will end in 15 minutes, and then log on to the Georgia Zoom call for their press conference at 9 o'clock. Morning, guys. How you doing this morning?
Morning.
Good.
Yeah, good. Okay, we have first question for you from Rainer Saban. Go ahead, Rainer.
Hey guys, can you guys explain how much of an impact Mike Mcdonald has made on each of your careers and what he's done for each of you individually, and how much of his scheme has kind of given you guys the ability to maximize your talents?
For me, he did a lot. Manny just gave me a chance. We do a whole bunch of different schemes, and it's just really good when he came to just the knowledge of football he brought with him.
Personally, for me, he just made the game fun again. And like DJ said, he gave me a chance, you know, to play loose and have fun doing it.
All right, next question is for Andrea Adelson. Go ahead, Andrea.
Good morning, guys. This question is for David. How much of an influence has Aiden been on you in terms of the work that you've put in? And how do you attribute the way that you two have developed the chemistry that you have on the field?
Yeah, it started in summer training when I just told him I was going to be in his hip pocket, just knowing he was going to be a top 5 guy. You know, it was a smart thing to do, you know, to have someone who know, you know, like knows the ways and having someone to follow. And it's translated throughout the season. You know, we just feed off each other. You know, he go up, I go under. He go under, I go up. You know, and we just do our thing.
Next question for Ryan Zook. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey guys, well, what would you say are some similarities and differences between Stetson Bennett and JT Daniels?
I'll say they're both good quarterbacks, and we just know that we just always just gotta make the tackle, and they just, you know, they're really good quarterbacks and make good reads.
Yeah, mobile, know how to sit in the pocket too. We just gotta account for them at all points.
All right, next question for Dennis Dodd. Go ahead, Dennis.
Hey, David, I wonder if you could expand on that statement about making the game fun again, and how have offenses approached you maybe from the beginning of the season to now? Are you always getting singled up? Are you getting doubled? Is Aiden taking, you know, more from the offense, or how's that working?
Man, I mean, I don't know. I don't really pay attention to all that double single.
Yeah.
Obviously he's definitely getting doubled, you know that. But like, man, I'm like I said, it's just fun, man. I'm just out there doing my job, play by play. You know, I don't know the details and you know whatever. But it's just fun again, man. I don't know how else to say it.
Our next question for Lainey Higgins. Go ahead.
Hey guys, I don't know how much you look at, you know, what Georgia's defense has done all year, given that they have been, you know, kind of singled out as being one of the most elite. But, you know, when you look at film of them, do you see any similarities between how they approach the defensive side of the ball and what you do? And, you know, if anything, what makes what their defense has done so great?
I mean, as being on the defensive side, I don't really watch too much film on the defense. We know what we have to do, and we believe in us, and so that's what we go feeling and going into the game.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching their offense. You know, their defense doesn't have anything to do with us. We're out there just trying to execute and beat their offense.
Okay, next question for Michael Cohen. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, this question is for David. You mentioned wanting to, you know, be in Aiden's hip pocket because he was going to be a top 5 guy. And, you know, I don't know how much you care about this stuff or what, but obviously your draft stock has soared this year as well. Has it been difficult to avoid any of that stuff if you're not interested in hearing about your draft situation? And if you do hear about it, how much have you thought, you know, sort of about what the next step for you might be, given just how well you've played this season?
No, I'm focused on the season. Haven't really given that much attention. When comes time for the draft time, you know, draft attention, I'm gonna switch the focus to that. But I mean, you see us, we're in the playoffs, you know, can't be talking about the draft or even focus on the draft.
Our next question for Mark Weiser. Go ahead, Mark.
DJ, I want to ask you about George Pickens. He hasn't put much on film this year because he just came back from an injury, but obviously the last couple of years he has. Have you seen much of his film, and what kind of you know, matchup might he present?
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely a good receiver. I've known him. I played him in high school too, so I know what he can do, and I know he's coming off an injury. And like he played the last couple of days. I mean, last couple of games, and I'm expecting him to be out there this game.
Next question is for Rainer Saban. Go ahead, Rainer.
Yes, David, along the lines of the draft, I mean, did you imagine being in this position where, you are talked about as a player? I mean, being able to, or being viewed in that light, and just, looking back at the season, is it pretty remarkable to see how quickly your ascent has been, this year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, coming into the season, I had 20 snaps and I was unknown, so, looking back at it, seeing where I'm at now, it's a blessing. But, like I said earlier, when it comes draft time, that's when, my focus will go on there and really reflect on what I've done. But, it's really obvious, I mean, coming from unknown to now, it's a big jump.
Your next question for Ralph Russo. Go ahead, Ralph.
Morning, gentlemen. It's for either of you, but your coach, Jim Harbaugh, gets a lot of attention, sometimes gets a lot of criticism. Was there any sort of special satisfaction this year to, I know he would never say this, sort of proving doubters wrong, but did the team get any special satisfaction out of sort of delivering this great season for a coach who often gets criticized a lot?
Yes, I'll say that. I mean, I love Coach Harbaugh, and we always knew since day one it was Michigan versus everybody, and we live by that. And so that's why when we proved everything and just we got a lot to do more left, and it just feels great to do it with my coach too.
Yeah, we weren't even fazed by that, because at the end of the day, the same people that will say they love you now were the same people that were saying, Michigan shouldn't be, whatever. So you can't even pay attention to anybody outside the building. They're not going through the grind we do. They're not waking up 6 a.m., running hills. They're just watching us on TV. So what they got to say don't really mean anything for real.
Okay, next question for Angelique with Detroit News. Go ahead, Angelique.
For David, you just mentioned kind of going from nowhere to now. Has this surprised you, your growth this season, and where do you think you need to maybe improve a little bit?
No, it hasn't surprised me, because end of the day, I know the work I put in. There's always room to grow, in every player's game. So obviously, stuff like the run game, even the pass game. But I mean, same situation for me and DJ, man. All we needed was a chance, man. We didn't get our chance till this year, and as soon as we did, man, we just took it and ran with it.
Okay, next question for Mark Schlabach. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, you guys, he's pretty good tight ends in the Big Ten, but what makes Brock Bowers so effective?
I'll say the run after catch. He's good, and he has real good speed on him and good catch radius. So I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, from when I have to guard tight ends, yeah, he's definitely on the faster end, catch radius, all that. But yeah, I don't really have to deal with him as much. So what Drago said.
Our next question for Michael Cohen. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, this question is for DJ. We've asked you guys a lot about Mike Mcdonald and the influence that he's had, but from the secondary in particular, what type of influence has Coach Clinkscale had in terms of establishing a mentality or a physicality or a style of play that you guys want, and how much has he helped you as well?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess like changed the mindset, and we just take the games in the field just so confident now, and we just go into the games comfortable, and we know if we have any question during the game, or we just go to the sideline, and he'll have an answer for us. And so it's just been a good major factor in this role and the season that we've all had in the secondary.
Next question for Andrea Adelson. Go ahead, Andrea.
I just wanted to ask a quick follow-up to David. What is the biggest thing that you learned from being attached at the hip to Aiden that has helped you throughout this season?
The work ethic of a first rounder, because at the end of the day, I have the tools and the physical traits, but it's the work ethic and the grind and Just knowing that, man, you're just not gonna fall from the sky and become a top round pick. You really gotta grind. You gotta put it on film. So I guess it's the mentality part, and then the stars kind of aligned with my physical traits, and then kind of took off.
Next question for Zach Shaw. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey guys, yesterday Josh Gaddis said, the way you guys played in the Big Ten championship, you almost wanted to just bottle it and play the playoff game the next day. I'm curious what the process has been like. You've had a few weeks. Has it been difficult to, I guess, maintain that momentum and maintain that eagerness you guys have, or does being in the playoff kind of dilute that concern?
No, I want to say it's been difficult. Like I said, every game we try to go 1-0 every week. And so we just know this is another game and we got to go 1-0 this week. And I mean, we've been doing it the whole season. So nothing really changed.
True. With the 1-0 mentality, it starts Monday, Sunday, enjoy it. Monday, start it up again, faceless, nameless opponents, and just get at it. We've been doing it all season long, so it's not going to change now.
All right, we're going to take about 2 more questions. Next one for Lainey Higgins. Go ahead, Lainey.
Hey, this one's for David. I know it was pretty special earlier in the season when your parents got to come to Ann Arbor for a game, and I'm curious if they are going to be in Miami this weekend, or if not, what their plans are to watch.
They're staying in Scotland actually to watch this one, but my brother is actually en route right now. He's flying up to Miami to watch me for the first time, so that's going to be pretty special too.
Okay, next question for Ralph Russo.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I that hand was accidentally raised. All good.
All right, we'll give a last question here for Dennis Dodd. Go ahead, Dennis. You there, Dennis? Yep. All right. Now, one more for you guys. Lainey, go ahead. You have a follow-up? This is the last question.
I'm so sorry to continue the streak. I didn't, but I don't know. I can come up with one on the spot, but yeah, I guess, of the things that you guys have done so far down in Miami, what's been most fun, and, has there anything that you guys have had to do that's been a little bit different given COVID protocols?
This is my first time in the college playoffs, so I don't really know what to expect it to, but like I said, right now, this is different doing the virtual, and we're coming down from Miami, the heat. We are used to the heat, but being from down south, we said, oh yeah, like I said, from being down south, that was me. Being down south, I like the heat, and it's what we're looking for.
Man, just having fun with my brothers, man. You don't get to spend time in Miami, with guys you grind and sweat, blood, all that with. So like, it's just taking every minute, every hour, and just cherishing it, knowing, it can never happen again.
All right. Thanks for your time this morning, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate it.
That concludes Michigan's press conference. Again, we're going to end this Zoom call, and then you can hop on the other link that you have for the Georgia press conference, which will begin at 9 a.m. Thanks.